Hello, you're in time for the Handshake here on New Vision TV with Milin Komjisha. I am joined by Paul Busharizi. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, the Ministry of Education has been giving out directives lately. Unlicensed schools are being closed. Do not increase school fees. There's a lot going on. But somebody came in and said, if you want to close unlicensed schools, why don't you give them time? Why don't you give them a one-stop center, especially for private schools? Or why don't you decentralize the system? I don't get all this.
Well, the Ministry of Education, first of all, we should give them benefit of doubt. The Ministry of Education have been talking about this licensing for almost 6 months now.
Yes.
So it's not as if they waited until the weekend and guys are going back to school and they said you can't. So that's one thing. And really, they're within their rights. That's what the Ministry of Education's business is. Essentially set standards up, and schools that meet these standards can run.
Sure.
The challenge, however, for Ministry of Education, or maybe for the country, is that the demand for education is so high.
Yes. So
some guys can get away with, bare minimum. They can start their school without licensing and hope to license it as time goes by.
Yes.
Now the question then becomes, how efficient is the Ministry of Education in licensing schools?
Exactly.
Once I turn up to have my school license, are you going to do it quickly so that I can start in the new year or not? Maybe that's what they need to work on. I don't know what the extent of
over 1,300 schools have been closed, unlicensed, allegedly.
Yes. But, we also have a problem in Uganda.
Which one is that?
If you have no license, you're not supposed to operate. First of all, what are you even doing open? I mean, to begin with. So
maybe I'm trying to, get the requirements in pola.
Obviously, because a lot of people are going to be inconvenienced. A lot of parents whose kids were in these unlicensed schools. But for fairness to the parents, you don't go around asking headmasters for their license. You see, the school has been there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So the school must be okay.
It must be cool.
So you take your kid there.
So Paul, what does this mean really for a normal person, for anybody like me?
No, of course it's sad, but I think maybe now as parents we should be more diligent with our schools.
Yeah.
Maybe headmasters should be required to stick.
There
used to be a time when they used to say, what is it called?
My
center,
school.
Something center. Exam center.
Exam center, yes.
Because it presupposes that if you have exam registration, then you're a registered school. So then you know that this.
I remember my former schools used to frame their licenses in the headmaster's office.
I think it should be a requirement, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't, but it should be a requirement. Like how businesses have licenses, so schools should also have licenses.
Wow.
I think, clearly there are people who open schools without licenses. So I think the parents maybe need to be a bit more diligent and just make sure their school has a license.
Right. So you think this is viable?
What?
The order.
Well, I can bet the Ministry of Education doesn't have enough people to run around making sure those 1,300 schools don't open. But it will be a bit foolhardy after all these numerous how do you call it, threats to now go and open again. I mean, it will be because
maybe
they land on you now. It will just be bad for you.
Maybe they will have gotten the requirements in place.
Yeah, that would be good for them if they can. Yeah.
All right. So there you are. School fees should not be increased. That one, I think we need to discuss that one also. Maybe some other time. But the Ministry of Education thinks unlicensed schools are not really good for our children. Well, we leave that to you parents. You know better. And hopefully you can advise those people to have the licenses ready. Thank you so much, Paul.
You're welcome.
Fellow Ugandans, I'm here to invite you to this year's Harvest Money Expo. The focus of this exhibition this year is to have us as Ugandans not wait for the rains. It is to look at how we can ably and efficiently use irrigation as a way of improving our productivity. I again invite all of you, Ugandans, farmers, and those in the value addition chain to all come to Nambole February 16th to 18th so that we can have our country move forward through agricultural production and improving our own productivity.
So come be part of the biggest farming expo in Uganda from the 16th to the 18th of February 2018 at Nambole Stadium starting at 9 a.m. Entrance is 10,000 shillings, while training also goes on for an extra 10,000.
The Harvest Money Expo is brought to you by Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, DFCU Bank, Uganda Revenue Authority, ANCSOL, the Royal Dutch Embassy in Uganda, and the New Vision, a product of Vision Group.